Saturn is one of the most recognizable planets in our solar system. It's the sixth planet from the Sun, and so it's quite far away. It takes about 29 years to orbit around the Sun. So Cassini mission has been around Saturn from 2004. It's an amazing mission created by NASA, European Space Agency and Italian space agencies. It has sent us many amazing pictures of Saturn, but of course what's most important is the science that these pictures revealed. Saturn doesn't have surface as terrestrial planets do, so it basically has layers of atmosphere and it gets quite dense. It's sort of like diving in the ocean. It gets very dense very quickly, and therefore no spacecraft can actually get to the center of Saturn. So as Cassini ends its mission today, it will actually still send us some important information as it dives through the atmosphere of Saturn. Some of the unusual surface features, if we can call it surface features of Saturn, is this six-sided jet on the northern pole, which is basically a storm, a raging storm that's been going on for many years. And this is something unique. No other object in the solar system have something like this. Another thing that Cassini sent us is beautiful pictures of aurora. And what's amazing is these aurora, which usually on Earth are created by solar winds, so basically charged particles from the sun interacting with our magnetic field. For Saturn, actually, Cassini found that those aurora were created by particles released by the moons around Saturn, so not solar wind particles so much. And there was a beautiful picture of Saturn that Cassini sent us when the sun was behind, and therefore Cassini discovered some of the fainter rings we didn't see before. But another thing that's interesting about Saturn is the moons around it. So it has over 50 moons, and there are two in particular that are important for us. One is Enceladus, and it's basically a frozen planet with ice on the surface. But what Cassini was able to find is active geysers that are shooting water vapor and other gases out continuously. So we have idea that basically water circles through the seafloor crust and gets heated and then gets ejected as jets, and therefore it goes to the frozen crust on the surface, and we see it in Cassini images. And this is what we think is very similar to what we have in our oceans. We have these hydrothermal vents which provide hot water in its surrounding, but of course also bring minerals and other things. And this is where we have the whole ecosystem being developed. So this gives us hope that there might be some, not just a simple life, some bacteria on Enceladus, but actually even some more complex organisms. And similarly, another moon around Saturn that is of particular interest is Titan. Titan is actually the second largest moon in our solar system. It's larger than our moon and even larger than Mercury. And it's the only moon that has thick atmosphere. Its atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, about 95%, and a little bit of ammonia, about 5% ammonia there. But it's the only moon that has thick atmosphere, which also seemed to have enabled Titan to be the only other solar system body that has a liquid on its surface. Because it's quite far and there's not much sunlight arriving to Titan, the temperature of Titan is about minus 180 degrees Celsius. So that's too cold to have liquid water on the surface like Earth. But what's actually a liquid that's running on the surface of Titan is ethane and methane, because they can be liquid at these temperatures. And so what Cassini sent us, and the Huygens probe that Cassini was carrying and landed the Titan, is actually a view that is very similar to some of our earthly regions. We see dunes and we see riverbeds and lakes. And Cassini was able to observe some of these surface features in detail, and even notice there's a change of light reflecting from some of those lakes. And what scientists figured it out, that those are actually waves. But those waves that Cassini was able to detect are only 2 centimeters high. So not much surfing there yet. So these are some of the amazing science discoveries that Cassini brought us. And even in its last minutes, it will be able to give us even more precious data. So thank you for your hard work, Cassini, and thanks for all the fish.